Hello, everyone. We're gonna do some more cross-stitching tonight. We'll probably do the same thing like we did last night. We'll do cross-stitching for about an hour, then we'll switch over, play some games, which means this live stream will last for an hour. Then I will shut this stream down, and I'll start up a new stream on my other YouTube channel that's devoted to gaming. Unfortunately, I don't have the ability. I don't think I have the ability yet, because I don't have enough subscribers on this channel, to automatically redirect people to the other stream. But once we have that setting available, that's how we'll do things. That way you guys don't have to worry about knowing where to go. So like at the end of the stream, just for example, end of this stream would take you to the stream that's already set up for the gaming. You just wait for the stream to end and it will automatically forward you to that. Once we have that ability to do that, then that will be in place. But until then, we'll just do it manually, I guess. I'll post the link to the other live stream in the chat so that you know where to go. You can click on it yourself if you'd like to join in on that stream. Also, don't forget, feel free to like the stream if you're enjoying yourself here hanging out with the conversations. If you're here after the fact and you just happen to stumble across my stream, I appreciate you checking stuff out. Feel free to skim through the video and see what we're working on. The project I'm working on is a cross-stitch pattern for Spider-Man and Venom. It's like half Spider-Man, half Venom. And I can show you a picture of it really quick as we get ready to get started here with some cross-stitching. So this is what we're working on. These are actually sprites from Marvel vs. Capcom, the arcade game. And I captured them myself using MAME, and then I scaled them to be proper proportion, and had them match like what you would see on the arcade screen. Obviously doctored them a little bit. After I stretch it, some of the pixelation got messed up, so cleaned up the image a little bit, that kind of thing. So it's about 99% pixel perfect, and it's going to be about, I would say, 90 to 95% accurate as far as the colors are concerned. Can't pick out all the colors, and I believe I was able to match at least most of the colors up with colors that were in the original image. So we'll see. By the time we get to the end, we'll see how accurate it is compared to the original image. So, but anyway, let's jump in, get started. I forget. There we go. I had a button set up automatically to be able to jump to here, and hey Pretzel 2, how are you doing? Welcome on in. We're gonna do this for about an hour. I was gonna try to see if I could post it on Twitter too here, just to see if anybody comes and stops by. Getting back to cross-stitching live on YouTube and Twitch. Pick your poison. We'll do that, and then HTTP Twitch.tv old man chat. Go. And we'll see. Obviously it picks the Twitch one. Not sure why I didn't pick the YouTube one. Maybe I gotta put that last. I guess so. That's what I guess it looks at the last one. Cross stitch. Spiderman Venom. Boom, there we go. Get back to cross-stitching live on YouTube and Twitch. Pick your poison. There we go. I probably should do a better job. I really, really should do a better job. Well, well, well. Howdy, Charlie. How goes it? Hey, Justin. Welcome to Twitch. Welcome to the Twitch side. Yes, we are back to doing some cross stitching. As you can see, I haven't really made a whole lot of progress on this yet, but my whole goal tonight is try to get as many stitches as I can get done in an hour's worth of time. And then for the second hour of the stream, we're gonna go jump over to my gaming channel, Chadley, on the YouTube side. On Twitch, it's gonna be uninterrupted. We're not gonna change, like, we're not gonna do anything different. Like, the stream will just keep playing, and we'll switch categories, we'll switch titles, all that jazz, and we'll play games. We'll play a game during the second hour. In a very long time while since I stopped by. Glad you were able to stop by. Hope all is well with you during the time that you haven't been around. Hope your personal life is treating you well, and hope you had a good holiday if you celebrate the holiday. And I hope you're looking forward to Christmas and all that jazz too. Do I do commissions? Well, depends on what you want. People have asked me that before, and it really depends on what you want made, because the bigger the project, the more you're going to expect to have to pay, because it's just a lot of labor involved. And unfortunately, like, if I were to do something where I make something for someone, especially if they want me to make like a custom pattern and all that kind of stuff, like if the pattern already exists and they're just wanting me to make it, obviously I would figure out a fee or whatever. But what do you have in mind? It's been alright, been with friends and having fun with Legends ZA. Are you playing it on the Switch, or are you playing it on the Switch 2? I feel like any Pokemon games that I play moving forward, it's gonna wait until I get the Switch 2 so that I get the optimal experience. Okay, I'm trying to get all this. I'm trying to get all the way to the right on this little piece of thread that we have left, and then we'll get a new piece of thread started. I only have 4 more stitches. I think I can do it. Also, I moved where my boom mic arm is mounted, so we are able to freely move this thing here. I can freely swing it back and forth. I'm gonna have to take a minute and got to mute my mic so I can blow my nose here when I sneezed. I'm still dealing with a little bit of the sniffles from my cold that I had earlier this week. I think I'm not contagious anymore, at least. It's just now I'm just trying to get rid of these sniffles that I have. So give me a minute here. I'm gonna mute my mic and we'll So what's in your what do you have in mind, Pretzel 2? Can you give me a description of what you were thinking of having be made? Like, I've considered doing commissions, but I do tell people that not the cheapest thing to have made. Like the Zelda, like I've had somebody jokingly ask, kind of sort of seriously ask if I would make a Zelda map for them. The exact same one that I made, you know. Yeah, you can DM me a picture and I'll just look at it real quick. I'm not gonna pull it up on stream or anything unless you want me, unless you think I should, but yeah, I can take a look at it. I know someone else had asked me about getting a price on doing a cross-stitch piece, but it was like a photo of their dog, and I'm trying to remember who it was. I feel bad that I don't remember who sent it to me, and yeah, that is something that is just I don't think I could do something like that, because to make it look good and have the detail of it and everything be somewhat good, it would have to be a pretty big piece for you to be able to at least see or see the resemblance of the photo that you want to recreate. Let me get this stitching started here. Get this thread started, and I'll pull up that image and take a look, Pretzel 2. I will say that it is easier as far as making custom patterns and stuff like that. It is easier to work with, to be able to work with sprites, like from video games and such. Up to you if you want to show it. Well, hold on, let me see. If it's like a really cool idea, then I'll bring it up on. Not that big of a deal. I don't just have to change my scene to see it. Let's take a look. Up. So if we could get it, so it kind of looks blurry. Is that because it's is it like emulated and has like a filter applied to it, or it's not captured from? It could just be the compression of the image too. Yeah, it could be just the compression of the image. It's from a PS1 game. Hope you're doing well, Lee. Glad you could stop by again. Appreciate you coming to the secondary channel, Chad Lee's Creations. Got it from video. So is it part of like an intro sequence? Video's 1080. Well, if they're capturing it from a PS1, more than likely the blurriness is coming from the capture device, probably capturing a component signal or an S-video signal, which is not going to be the sharpest picture. If it's from an intro scene, like I could, if you tell me the game, I could probably load it on an emulator and then just take a screenshot from the emulator. And then it would be at like the highest quality possible. And then I would be able to kind of figure out how many stitches it would be. Threads of Fate. Well, I don't know how big it would be. Hey, architectural masterpieces. Hello, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? We're just working on our cross-stitch piece here. Slowly working on Venom. If it's your first time here, I can take a minute and show you the concept image of what this is going to look like when we're all said and done. If you are so inclined and interested to see. Watched one of my streams a while ago. Was it a Lego building stream? From when I was building the Daily Bugle. We need to get back to doing that too. I need to finish it. I need to finish the Daily Bugle. And a Mario run too. Okay. Oh, when I started playing Mario 64. Even on OG hardware, the quality would be just about as good as what it is there. Well, yeah, because of how it's being displayed. OG hardware with a HDMI mod would clean up that image extensively, but with an emulator, I can run it at the native resolution and get a screenshot of it, and the pixels will be nice and crisp. And that's what I need if I want to take the image at pixel perfect quality. Pixel perfect quality and whatnot. So but just to kind of give you an example of how big that would end up being at pixel perfect quality, it would probably end up being bigger than one of the screens on the Pokemon cross-stitch piece that I did. And I could probably remove the background and we could just have it be the characters. That would help cut down the number of stitches. But I can't really tell you how much it would be until I know the size. Because the size of it, the size will tell me... The size will definitely tell me how long it would take me to do something like that. We'll see. Hey Isabella, how's it going? Thanks for popping in on over on the Twitch side of things. We're just slowly making progress here. Another row is finished. I've got like 5 more rows of the exact same size. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 5 more rows to go before we have another row that's different size. But yeah, architectural masterpieces. Let's show you here. So this is what it's gonna be like. That's what the final product is gonna look like. And then Yeah. So about emulating that, I doubt the IP holder would care in the slightest. Going by the ending, they did plan on making a sequel, but the game did not sell anywhere near enough for that to be a thing. I mean, yeah. So my argument with doing stuff like this with the cross stitching and stuff is if it's enough transformative, like I'm transforming it too. It's not like I'm taking and it's not like it's so different from like taking the sprite and then using the sprite pixel perfect in another game. And like even with emulation and stuff, obviously people aren't gonna like come knocking on my door if I take that image that you gave me, make it into a cross-stitch pattern, and are privately making something for you. I'm not mass producing it. I'm not like they're not gonna come and say I can't make it. Like it's a transformative work. It's in a format that is not, yeah, like it's a one-of-a-kind piece. I will never make it again. So like the IP holder probably would care less. They, like you said, they wouldn't care. Like Capcom is not going to come to my door and tell me that I can't make this cross-stitch piece. But maybe I'm wrong. Hey Miko, how's it going? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they'll be like, this looks so awesome that we might take our stuff and create our own create our own cross stitch branch and tell me to stop doing what I'm doing because they start selling patterns of their IPs and stuff, which I'm joking. I'm heavily joking about that. They would probably never do that. And then like Marvel, like it'd be different if I was like selling the cross stitch pattern probably, because then at that point like I'm using their intellectual property to make money. But they're not going to care if I sell a finished product that is a one-of-a-kind cross-stitch piece. It's almost like art. Like if I were to paint a custom painting of Spider-Man and Venom for one person and they pay me to make it, Capcom's not going to come to me and say you can't do that. Now, if I took that painting and I made digital prints of that painting, they might come and get me if I make enough money off of it, because they're not getting any royalties because of the IP. But like if I sold like 10, if I made digital prints and I sold like 10 digital prints and they were all private sales and it's not publicly available for sale anywhere, like they're not gonna care. They're not gonna care. Hey Emu, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. Working on the Spider-Man piece. I am. I'm working on the Spider-Man piece. Hold on a second. One more time. My nose is like having a fit right now. Other than dealing with the fact that my sinuses are acting up because I had a cold earlier, I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. But so we're gonna do things a little differently than what we've done in the past. I'm trying to ease back into doing cross stitching for longer periods of time. So last night we did cross stitching for an hour, and then we switched over to play a video game. That's what we're gonna do tonight as well. The difference is last night I was cross stitching on Twitch and YouTube. I ended the stream over on YouTube for the cross-stitching part of it, for that cross-stitching stream. But I kept Twitch open, and we just switched the category around, and then we played a video game called 2XKO. It's a fighting game. We played that for an hour as well. And so that's probably more than likely what we will do tonight as well. The difference is that I've already set up a stream event on my main gaming YouTube channel. So once this stream ends on YouTube, I'll be starting the gaming portion of the stream on my other channel on YouTube. That way I can stream on both platforms and keep the content separate based on my YouTube channels. A little complicated, but it might work. It might work. It work. It's good to keep from getting burnt out. Yeah, because I felt like I was like starting to think, well, maybe that's why I'm not really like all gung-ho to just kind of jump right into this. Was maybe I felt burnt out after working on so many big projects, one right after another type of thing. And it was either that or I'm just having so much fun with 2XKO that I just rather would do that. That is very possible as well. Good to break things up. Yeah. We'll see how long it lasts for me to play, for me to stream 2XKO. Right now I'm on a grind to see how high I can get in the rankings. Right now I'm platinum rank, and the next rank after that is emerald. And I want to try to get to emerald. And I want to see how high I can get before it just gets too hard and not be able to do it. And then that'll probably be when I stop streaming it. I'll still play it off stream. Won't stream it. I'll start streaming other stuff again as well. Recognize that song? It's from one of the Kingdom Hearts games. Yeah, probably. It's like a lo-fi version of the song, probably. Should probably just leave the picture of Spider-Man and Venom. I should probably just leave that up on stream. Let me get this row roughed in, and then we can maybe just leave it up and move the position of it so that it's like above my webcam. That way when people come in, they can see what I'm working on without having to ask. But yes, this pattern I'm working on is a custom pattern. I designed the pattern myself. I basically took sprites from the arcade game Marvel vs. Capcom. The headshots were taken specifically from the character select screen, because when you try to select a character, You see like the main character, and then behind the character you'll see their heads, like half of their heads. What was the last time I pricked my finger? Oh, that's been quite a while. It's been a long time since I've done it. Let's see. Go back here. Take this and move this over here. Change the size of it too. That looks good, right? That looks good. My phone choppy. Seems like my phone is choppy. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. I mean, I don't think it matters too much because all we're doing is cross-stitching, but the video feed, I would hope, would not be choppy. But maybe my phone is getting too hot. I'll have to start taking my protective case off of my phone. It looks good here. Okay. Maybe it's just the preview. Like the stream, like it's streaming properly, but maybe the preview is just dropping frames or something. I went to a drive-through lights display earlier. It is gorgeous, but I have mixed feelings about how they changed it. Oh, you're talking like a Christmas display where you drive through it? Goodness, my nose was fine until just now. All day today, like I haven't had to really blow my nose too much. Christian themed display. It has signs telling parts of the story of Jesus' birth. They used to have almost all white lights except for the gate to Bethlehem. Now it's all multicolored. I'm allergic to streaming. No! It's finally hit me. I'm allergic to streaming. Oh, sorry guys. I gotta end stream. Too much for me. It's been a good run. Pretzel 2, do they still have white lights in some places, or I mean, maybe they did the multicolored lights to just kind of mix it up, you know, to mix it up this year. Sorry guys, it's been a good run. We almost made it to 10 years of live streaming. A whole decade. We almost made it to a decade. Sorry, can't do it. 2027, that'll July of 2027 will be 10 years of live streaming. At least on YouTube anyway. 10 years of streaming on Twitch will probably be, is like 2028. Crazy. Crazy to think that most of the people that were watching me back in 2017 are now adults. If they weren't an adult already. I had a lot of high school teenage kids were watching me back in 2017. And now they're like in their 20s. Possibly married with a job or getting out of college, you know. Crazy to think about how they've kind of grown up with me. A lot of them probably don't come to my streams anymore because, you know, life is more important than just coming to some random person's live stream. I like the charm of them having almost all white lights. This display is absolutely beautiful, though. I do realize it is to update the look or have something different. Yeah, that's probably all it is. It's just they might have gotten some feedback from people saying that if they kept doing the same thing every year, maybe they got feedback from people saying, you know, you should just try mixing it up every year so that it's not the same thing every year. And my nose, why are you acting the way you are right now? This is so annoying. Like I said, my nose was totally fine the rest, like earlier today. Like I did not have any issues with my nose running or anything like that. And then of course I have a couple of sneezing fits. And now all of a sudden my nose is running like crazy. Right, hold on. Once I finish this row, I gotta blow my nose again. Crazy. So annoying. And watch, when I start going to play video games, my nose will stop running. Might be just because I'm talking more than usual too. When we do the live streams with cross stitching, we always end up having more conversation, just because I can focus more on the conversation when we do these types of streams. When we do the video game streams, it's not as much conversation because I'm like kind of locked in trying to win, and nobody wants to talk to me and potentially mess my groove up. All right, I'll be right back. I'm gonna mute the mic. How old is my youngest and what is her name? Yeah, it's Emma and she's 16. So because this channel is newer, I'm not part of the YouTube partner program on this channel. Not yet anyway. Like, we got a lot of growing to do before that happens. So until I'm able to be part of the YouTube partner program, I won't have ads over here on YouTube. So if you want to watch ad-free and not have to pay anything, you could always watch over on YouTube. Well, she's already got her license. She got her license not too long ago. Back in October, she took her test. She took the driver's test in October, and then failed the driver's test, and then took it again like 2 weeks later, and then passed. So yeah, she's a good driver. She was very committed to getting her license and wanting to be able to drive a car and all that. She had been driving like on her permit for a very long time. Pretty much anytime she was in the car, she wanted to be the one to drive because she just wanted to have more and more experience behind the wheel. And so no, she went to public school when she was in 7th grade because she wanted to be part of the orchestra. She plays violin. And in our area, the only way she could join the orchestra in the school district that we're in was that she had to go to public school. Now, because of COVID and everything, the public school does offer like a at-home schooling, like homeschool type thing, but the curriculum is still through the public school system. So she went to high school for 2 years, and now in her junior year, she decided to do kind of like a hybrid schedule. Most of her classes that she takes are through the virtual program that they have, and then she goes to school for during the orchestra class. She has to drive into school for that, and then also her language class for French, she drives to school for that. So but then the rest of her schooling she can just do at home on the school iPad. So it's been working out pretty good for her. Only drove one time and my stepdad never did it again. Not sure why. I did well, but that is the last time you drove anything. Are you okay, Miko? Refresh my memory. Are you like, are you in a position where you you could learn to drive now, or are you unable to drive? Mary's doing good. Mama Duck is her primary caretaker now. So Mama Duck gets basically through a government program. She was able to be employed through a home care company that works with the government. And then she's able to basically have a full-time job getting compensated for taking care of her mom, as an alternative to having some other random person coming in and getting paid to do the same thing. The state offers these programs to people because they would rather have relatives taking care of relatives. Yes, Mary is Mama Duck's mom. Yes, my mother-in-law. But things are going well. There's things that she can't do. Her sight is still messed up from her stroke. And like the right side of her body is still kind of messed up as far as sense of touch and all that kind of stuff. Like her pain receptors and stuff just don't work. Things like that. So she probably had like some nerve damage or something with her brain and how it all connects and communicates to receive pain and all that. But yeah, my Mama Duck, she's always busy with helping her out throughout the day. I mean, Mary can still do a bunch of stuff on her own too. It's not like she's completely unable to manage herself with certain things, but like Mama Duck helps cook her meals every day, that kind of stuff. All of your parents' passed away. Birth mother passed when you were 2 in a car crash. Stepmom passed in 2022. She went off. She went off of dialysis. Oh, so she voluntarily went off dialysis. Was she having complications and just decided that she didn't want to deal with it anymore? Dad had a heart attack last year. I'm sorry for your loss for the recent ones, and the fact that your mother passed away in a car crash when you were so young. My condolences to you though for your dad from last year. Obviously, you know, or you may or may not know, my mom passed away Easter weekend this year from complications of colon cancer. So yeah, that was pretty much like the first real close relative of mine that passed away recently. Anyway, my grandparents had passed away quite a while from now. Just lurking around, Justin. I appreciate you lurking. Hope you enjoy the lurk. Probably couldn't handle that treatment. An older cousin told me what they do for dialysis, and it makes no sense to me anyone would even do that treatment unless there's a good chance of getting another kidney. We'll get another piece of thread started. I don't think we'll finish. I think we'll have enough time to finish this row here, which means we finished four rows of 28 tonight. Sounded like you'd recover from the operation and then need to immediately go into treatment again. Jeez. Pretzel 2, I never finished telling you about the person that asked me about doing another Zelda map. I told them basically with the amount of time that it takes me to make the Zelda map, they would probably be looking at paying off my debt. Or paying off most of my debt. That's how expensive it would be, because it took me a year and 6 months of my life to make. And that was with me working on it most days. I was telling them you're probably looking at a minimum of like, I mean, I don't know. Realistically, it's 127,000 stitches forget the exact number, but even if you run some numbers and say that I charge like 5 cents a stitch, do the math and tell me what would be 127,000 stitches times 5 cents. Basically 5% of 127,000. I think it was 5 cents. It might have been 10 cents just because the math was easier to figure out. If I charge 10, yeah. If I charge 10 cents a stitch, it's like $12,000 for 10 cents a stitch. And that would be what I would charge. And it would also include like material costs and stuff. Like that would just be the flat rate. But even at 6,300, I mean, you can see that even at a 5 cents a stitch, $6,300 to have me make another Zelda map. Like, unless you're like really rich, I just don't see anybody being willing to pay that to have me make one for them. Let alone make the Light World and the Dark World map, so that they could have the set of both, like the two as a set. Like that Pokemon, so the Pokemon DS that I made. Now, originally that was supposed to be just a simple cross-stitch project that I was going to make for Sir Nigel. But I was new to trying to make my own custom patterns. That was my first custom pattern that I made, so it was kind of like I was challenging myself, and I was okay with spending a long time on that and still being okay with gifting it to Sir Nigel once I was all finished. The only thing it was is I told him that I might request to have it sent back to me if I ever wanted to enter it into a crafting competition. Try to see if I could win money or something for making that. Reminds me of a hypothetical I've given to a big time artist YouTuber. I asked him how much it would cost to have him make a VTuber. He said it would probably take a month and cost the person 1,000 euros, which is probably what that, like, I'm trying to remember if it's more euros, if the US dollar is, if it's more than euros or less, but it's probably would be around 1,000 US dollars too, I would imagine. Which for a month of work is not a lot. No, but he wouldn't be working on it 8 hours a day either. He's just saying that it would take you a month. It would take him a month, and it probably would take him a month where he would work on it. He would work on it a little bit here and there each day. Because obviously it would have to, unless he was planning on like working on it and like streaming his progress so that you could actually see like how long he was working on it for. $11.65. Yeah, and with the problem with the cross stitch, like trying to come up with reasonable prices for cross stitching, and that's why it's like it's probably easier for me if I wanted to make money off a cross stitch. It would be easier for me to just create a bunch of patterns, a bunch of custom patterns, post them on Etsy, and then just people buy the patterns at like 10 or 15 bucks a pop. But however much I would want to charge based on how big the pattern is. Like, I would probably make a lot more money more quickly by making patterns that no one else has, and that they're interesting subject matter. It's interesting subject matter for people to want to be able to. Oh yeah, this is a pattern I made. The Pokemon one. So the Pokemon piece is yeah, this one was a custom pattern that I made from scratch. I made it in Photoshop, and then I converted it using a actual cross-stitch program that converted it into a pattern so that I could make the physical product. Ryu was also a custom pattern that I made. And then Spider-Man and Venom is my third custom cross-stitch pattern that I've actually worked on. I did make a small custom pattern of Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past, where Link, well, the boy with the flute, the boy that you run across in the woods, Ryu, it's either way. I think it's like pronounced Ryu in Japan and Ryu in the States. So Ryu is probably the correct way of saying it, but either way. All right, so I think that wraps up what we're done. We're done with it tonight. Let me show you guys. Here's the pattern. This is all the stuff that we worked on. These 4 rows right here is what we worked on. We still have 3 more rows before we start seeing bigger rows. Not sure how far down I'm gonna go before I switch colors. I might either go down to where the black stops, or maybe do like 20 more rows and then start from the top again and work on another color that's a larger section of the same color, to try to fill in a lot of the top of Venom. But let's see here. 3% done. We got 1188. We did 112 stitches in our hour of stitching. So I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna turn this off, turn this on. And all right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna see if this works. I am going to stop the live stream here for YouTube, and then I'm going to turn the live stream on for the other YouTube stream so that we can play some 2XKO. Before I head out to you guys, hey Fat Crow, how's it going? Yeah, before I head out though, I'm gonna pare things all down. That way, when I switch, I can just, yeah, I can do my whole intro again on the other channel. But if you want to join on the other stream, I will pull up that second here, and I can link to the live stream. If you would like to go to the other live stream and wait for me to get started, there you go. That's the live stream where we're going to be playing 2XKO. It won't take very long for me to switch things over and get live over there, but you can still stay hanging out here till the stream actually ends, and then you just jump on over there, or you can have both streams open at the same time. It is what it is. You've heard most say Ryu. Yeah, it's probably because it's kind of become like a synonymous to the fact that Street Fighter is more of like a global game now and not necessarily broken up by region. Because obviously Street Fighter 2 was in Japan, but it also was in the United States. But while it was in the arcades, it wasn't like you were... The internet wasn't a big thing, so obviously the way people pronounce things, it was because of what you heard other people saying, you know, in your local arcade. So that's probably why Ryu is also an acceptable way of pronouncing it. I would assume. But anyway, let me stop my camera here. We'll take my phone off as well. And that my phone actually is not very hot. My old phone, it used to get really, really hot. Really, really, really hot. And this phone doesn't seem to do that. Phone doesn't seem to do that nearly as much. So, alright, there you go. We got ourselves a little bit of progress done. At this rate, at 100 stitches per stream, it's going to take us forever unless I actually work on it off stream as well. But anyway, if you don't plan on coming over to the other YouTube live stream, hope you have a great weekend. But for now, I'll see you guys next week. Like I said, for cross-stitching anyway, I'm only going to probably do it 2 days a week. And then the gaming streams will be 2 days a week as well. I just haven't decided how I'm going to break it up. But anyway, have a great night, everybody, over on YouTube and Twitch. Just stay here. We'll stay live. You guys get to see me get all set up for the other one. But all right, see you later, guys.